Today's terminology. There are all these new terms out there that you may or may not know exactly what they mean. I didn't know what many of these terms meant until recently because until starting my YouTube channel, I did not hang out that much on social media sites like YouTube. YouTube is sort of a social media site. I didn't hang out much on Facebook and Twitter, and eventually I deleted Facebook and Twitter from my life. But still, I hang out on things like Mastodon and Reddit. I come across 4chan occasionally too, and a lot of these terms that I'm going to discuss today, you see thrown around on a lot of those kinds of sites. You don't know exactly what they mean. You really need to know what they mean, though, especially if you want to add these terms to your lexicon. You especially need to know what these terms mean if you happen to be labeled as one of these terms by others. The first thing we should discuss is the whole blue pill, red pill dichotomy. You see this thrown out there all the time. Somebody is either blue pilled or they're red pilled. Now, what is this from? Well, this is from the movie Matrix, of course. Those of you that remember the movie The Matrix. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You remember that little speech from Morpheus? It basically means when you're blue pilled, you are living your life in blissful ignorance. You are not aware of the truth, basically. Of course, conversely, you could be red-pilled. So you remember this speech, this line from The Matrix, quote, "You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes." Basically, when you're red-pilled, you're awake, you're enlightened, you're aware of the truth, sometimes the brutal truth. The blue pill basically is you're living in a dream world, right? Your life is an illusion. Those in power are constantly handing out these blue pills that most people just willingly take. Now, they're giving these people blue pills, those people in power, the Illuminati maybe, they're giving the masses all these blue pills basically to shield these people from ever seeing the world as it really is. Now, eventually, the masses see the illusion as reality, and they start feeding each other blue pills, so it's not even the people in power doing it anymore. It's the people on the bottom rung that have already accepted that the blue pill reality is in fact reality, and they start blue pilling each other. So any person that has accepted basically this false reality that they live in is said to be, quote, blue pilled. Conversely, the red pill, you see the world through your true senses, through your true eyes. In the movie The Matrix again, Neo awakes, his eyes hurt. And you remember Morpheus explains to him that very first time he awakes, his eyes hurt because, quote, that's because you've never used them. That term, red-pilled, gained widespread use recently on the internet among conspiracy theorists especially, and other advocates of, quote, minority views that are not held by the majority of people that have, quote, radical belief systems and things like that. Those people typically try to label themselves as red-pilled because they see themselves as the enlightened people, those that are aware of the truth that the masses, all those blue-pilled people, just don't see. Other than the blue pill, red pill dichotomy, we also have the based and cringe dichotomy. You hear these terms thrown around a lot too. This person is based. That person is based. This person is cringe, etc. What does it mean to be based? Well, based is when you don't care what people think. It's a way of life, right? You do what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it. That's being based. You don't give a flying F what anybody else thinks. You know what you want to do and you go out there and do it. That's being based. Cringe is kind of like the opposite of being based. Not really, but on the internet, especially in social media, that's the way it's kind of portrayed. Cringe is people that act embarrassingly. They're awkward. Basically, they're so awkward and embarrassing, the things they do, that it makes other people that are watching them feel ashamed and embarrassed for them. It's that bad. It's what back in the day we would call cringe-worthy. Now that's just been shortened by the kids to being called cringe. He's cringe. That's cringe. That YouTube channel is cringe. That movie was cringe. Matter of fact, there are some people that purposely want to be cringe. There is, I guess, a genre of comedy out there that, quote, is cringe comedy. So this is where your intent is to be so cringeworthy that you know it makes other people really uncomfortable to even watch you. So I'm trying to use these terms more in my lexicon. I'm trying to use them more in speech, in writing, because these are part of the dictionary now. When you go to the Urban Dictionary, all these terms are there. They are just normal part of speech now. It used to be people were like, well, these terms, they don't really mean anything. It's these alt-right people that came up with these terms, or these kids on 4chan, or, the kids on Reddit. But now it really has penetrated the mainstream, right? I'm going to try to get up to speed on some of these terms. If you guys want to get up to speed on some of these terms, I suggest just looking everything up on the Urban Dictionary. That seems to be the best source of information on this stuff. I hope you guys found this short video useful, regardless of whether you're a boomer or a zoomer, a Chad or an incel. This terminology, it seems to be here to stay, despite, all the social justice warriors out there, the SJWs, that want to stifle this kind of wrongthink. I, for one, am not political, and I welcome everybody to my YouTube channel and the community around my YouTube channel. Whether you are a soy boy, a snowflake, a neckbeard, or a trans trender, one rule, though, don't be a cuck. There's no way the 4chan crowd isn't going to label this shit tier content.